Hey guys, welcome back to MarkDillon.XXX. Tonight I'm really excited because I got a question from one of my good friends, and not only a good friend, but somebody who I very often turn to for advice to tell about my boy troubles and all this kind of stuff. And I think he's absolutely one of the most knowledgeable guys about seemingly everything. My question is from Mickey Boardman. Ask Mr. Mickey on Twitter, who just happens to be one of my absolute best friends. Such a good guy, such a wonderful person, and somebody I feel truly lucky to have in my life. So, I'm not so sure he really needs my advice on this topic, or he's just prompting me, giving me something to talk about for my blog. But either way, I'm going to tackle it. I better do a good job because, like I said, I consider Mickey to be an expert on all things. He says, I'm obsessed with kissing, and honestly I care more about that than real sex, but so many guys I meet don't kiss. How can I find guys that love what I love? Mickey, that's very interesting because it brings up the topic of sex versus intimacy, and which a lot of people don't realize are two totally different things. You can have a super hot, passionate sexual experience with somebody that totally lacks intimacy. We've all had those. And as far as how can you find guys that love what you love? Well, that's pretty easy. You just do your due diligence. You know, when you're first starting to chit chat with somebody, or you're planning a meeting or something, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a pretty in-depth conversation about what's important to you, what's important to them, to make sure that you're compatible. My personal opinion is, and this is a situation I'm in quite often, is I would rather just stay at home by myself and jerk off to some good porn than have a sexual experience with somebody where it just doesn't click. When I meet up with somebody, I really want to have a lot of fun. And that means doing the things that I'm interested in and the things they're interested in. So I'm pretty direct in talking to people to make sure that we're a good match before meeting. And I think you should do the same thing. And if kissing is high on your list, you should definitely make sure that the other person knows that, and that that's something that they like, that they really like the cuddling, they like the kissing, which I'm a total cuddle bug myself, so I get where you're coming from. You know, it seems to never fail that, you know, when I meet a guy and he comes over and we're hanging out and had a good time and all of that, you know, after we're done, I'll be like, oh, you know, do you want to stay and watch a movie, or do you want to spend the night? And immediately you get that, you know, that look, and it's like, oh, I can't, I'm sorry, I made plans with a friend, oh, I have to go meet somebody for dinner. And you're like, wow, does this person, did they lose all interest in me after they came? And, you know, the truth is that comes down to the fact that most guys who are out there looking to meet up are looking to to satisfy the kind of the need for sex, which is that basic primal, you know, physical need that we all have. And intimacy is a little bit different. Intimacy is about satisfying the spiritual side, the emotional side, where we want to feel that true connection with somebody, where you want to roll over and put your arm around them, give them a kiss and make out for a little bit and that kind of thing. And again, like I said, most people, I think, at least for initial meetings, are looking to satisfy, you know, the sexual side of things. I don't think most guys who get on Grindr or Manhunt, or, you know, are out at the club on the weekend, are getting on those things to find somebody to come over and snuggle with all night, or, you know, just to make out and all that kind of stuff. I think more often than not, they really just want to fuck and come and leave. And I think a lot of times if you start to meet with the person over time, and you either start dating or they become kind of a friends with benefits kind of thing, then you're more likely to get the truly intimate experiences, where sometimes you may not even have sex. You just kind of lay around and you snuggle with each other. They spend the night, and those are really great. But I don't think very often they happen on the first meeting. So it really is an interesting topic. And I would probably agree with you, Mickey, that at least in my opinion, I think more guys are looking to just fucking go for the first time they meet you, versus stay and have a truly intimate experience. And part of that may be that a lot of guys probably feel a little bit uncomfortable, up until you come. Basically, you're all passionate and it's kind of animalistic, and you're really like going at it. And then once you come and you lose that intensity, you start to realize, okay, I'm over here at somebody's house or whatever that I don't know anything about them. I don't know if I like their personality. I know I like their body, but I don't know about anything else. So then it becomes much harder to want to lay around and snuggle with each other and create that really intimate experience. And the same thing with the kissing. I think that's something that a lot of people like to do once they know there's a real kind of emotional connection where you feel something deeper than just that superficial sense of, oh, I think he's hot. And I could be wrong. Again, I've certainly had lots of random hookups that have had kissing. But I think in terms of what you're talking about, just kind of laying around and really having a true makeout experience, I think those things apply. So I hope I did a good job of answering your question. And now I need to think of a question to ask you. Well, since you're my resident fashion expert and my guide to all things clothing, I bought a bunch of new undies today, and you can tell me what you think about them. Yep, those. I have these, which I really like. You'll probably get a kick out of these. I think they're kind of sexy, though. I happen to love this color, pink with the blue. And these, I think, are really freaking sexy. So, you can give me your opinion on those next time I talk to you. And for the rest of you guys, if any of you are interested in those underwear after I have worked out in them or done anything else in them, feel free to send me an email. So I want to thank you for watching my blog and visiting markdillon.xxx. And Mickey, I especially want to thank you for participating in my blog. So I hope when you see this, you'll agree with my answer. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.